Hello there, everybody. It's Joe here, and welcome to my F1 25 My Team Career Mode. This is Season 1, round number 18 for the Singapore Grand Prix. You'll see here quickly, there's a little email sent from me as a team owner, thanking Tim Tramnitz for everything this season, and hoping that we can end the season on a high. It's like, yeah, thank you for everything you've done for us, but you're fired. Anyway, it's the Singapore Grand Prix weekend.
As night falls in Singapore, the track starts to warm up, and it'll be red hot by the time we find out who's on pole for tomorrow's race. Time to set the grid then. Welcome along to qualifying here in Singapore.
I'm sure Zane Maloney would have got the same email and will be equally as appreciative. Anyway, it's round 18. We will only have 6 races left of this season after this one. So this marks the 3/4 point, and I'm confident that in most of these races we can push for points. Baku, well, that was a great race, wasn't it? Despite starting stone dead last, we put Zane Maloney in P6. So what can we do with Tim Tramnitz? I think we need to get Tramnitz some more points. He hasn't had any points for a while now. In fact, when was the last time Tramnitz... I think it was Miami, the last time we got Tramnitz any points. So let's give him a boost. Let's try and get him some points here at Singapore. And that's an okay way to start going about it. We've got P13 on Q1, so a relatively decent start. And now we head into Q2, pushing hard. However, you've got to be careful around here, because if you push too hard, this is a circuit that is always one step away from punishing you in the harshest way. And I miss the old Singapore sling that they used to have there. An incredible bit of circuit now gone. But here we are, second sector. It's looking all okay, nothing brilliant, but now it's not looking that good as we've hit the wall, gone wide. Second time round, however, we were up on Hulkenberg's time, but again we've locked up and gone wide, broke way too late, and we didn't get a lap time on the board. And that's a shame, because I feel like we had top 10 pace there. It's going to be quite far down the field. P16.
Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometers. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Hamilton, Yuki Tsunoda and Piastri, Russell, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Liam Lawson, Stroll, Albon, Nico Hulkenberg and Tramnitz, Gasly, Ocon, Ollie Behrman and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Bortoletto, Doohan, Hadjar and Zane Maloney rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box today with the best view on what is about to unfold and some strong views on the action we're about to see, Naomi Schiff. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
Well, they're certainly in a great position. It's always great to just come off of a win. The momentum's there, the team are working well together, and so is the car. So what they've got to do is just keep building on that. Don't change a winning formula. Keep it simple and keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thanks to penalties ahead of us, we are starting P14 now, which is good news for us. We're only 4 places away from some points. Let's do it. Let's see if we can nail some points here. 31 laps. The ultimate endurance test is the Singapore Grand Prix. And we are underway, and it's a good start, but nowhere to go because Lawson has gone over to cover. I've had to brake, and we've now got Gasly going around my outside. And Gasly does get through, so we drop a position here. I'm trying to look left, look right, look everywhere to get past the Alpine, but Gasly getting a good start on us here. But as we head into the next corner, I've had a look down the inside, but no way through there. And I was looking at cutting the corner, so I thought the right thing to do there would be to give Gasly the place back and try again as we head towards the end of Sector 1. I always like a little dive bomb down the inside here, and this time we make a dive bomb work. Moving up ahead of Gasly, so back into P14. Next up, it's Liam Lawson. Oh, that's a brave one, isn't it? But we managed to get past the New Zealand driver and move ourselves up into P13. So already making positive moves forward in this Singapore Grand Prix. But we can't afford to get complacent. We have to keep pushing. Lap 3, trying to get ourselves onto the back of Hulkenberg. Now we are on hard tyres, so the original plan here was to run long into this Grand Prix and hope for a safety car or a red flag to help us out and move us into the points. Nearly losing it there. That's not the way to do that. But look at us now, chasing down Hulkenberg for 12th. The gap is under a second, but we've clipped the inside wall there, and that is going to cost me just a little pocket of time. However, next time round, we're coming back at Hulkenberg. We've caught him up, and we're catching him and going to the outside, but we're going to lose the rear, and we've hit Hulkenberg, and round it goes into the wall as well, in the middle of the circuit. One of the most scariest places to do it, and that brings out the virtual safety car, and we get a 10-second time penalty for the collision with Hulkenberg. I went to the outside. Unfortunately, though, we lost the rear under DRS. The car started sliding. I started trying to correct rapidly, which ended in me tapping the rear of Hulkenberg's car, hitting the wall and going round. And it's just lucky that no one else was nearby to collect me as I was spinning in the middle of the circuit. That could have been horrific. But I do take accountability for my error. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I can't even speak. Yeah, I do take accountability for that. That was my error entirely. Misjudging it, losing the rear a little bit, trying to rapidly correct it, and it just went wrong from there. So, my fault entirely. I accept the penalty, and now it becomes a bit of an extended test session. But one thing I am doing is going on to another set of the hard tyres and trying to go long again, as it were. We're now watching Kimi Antonelli, who's having a good fight with Gabriel Bortoleto. All this over P17. Side by side they go, wheel to wheel. Bortoleto and Antonelli, the two rookies, still wheel to wheel as we head down the DRS point, and Antonelli might just have him here. Bortoleto is now under threat from Jack Doohan, who nearly lost it, but Doohan managing to keep it in and keep the position. Meanwhile, we're starting to catch some of the drivers in front. We're running a really nice pace here. I found my rhythm now, and again, I can't help but feel this would be top 10 level pace if we hadn't made that mistake. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's going to be a long race. We have actually emerged ahead of Hulkenberg after he's made his pit stop, which shows how strong our pace is. Unfortunately, we are still behind Lance Stroll, but I'm still encouraged by the pace, and while the chance of points is slim and we're really going to have to gun it if we want to have that chance, I'm not giving up. It's still a long race. We're only halfway through it. Anything can happen as we take a dive down the inside of Lance Stroll and caught him napping just a little bit there as we move up into P19. Next up is going to be Isaac Hadjar in the Racing Bulls. He hasn't stopped yet, so we're genuinely racing these guys. We've caught them up by half a minute in about 10 laps, which again shows how strong the pace is. We really could have been on for a big result here. It's unfortunate that we had the collision we did. Now we're getting past Bortoletto, who just dives out of the way. Next up is going to be Liam Lawson for the second time today. We're going to dive down the inside of the Kiwi. He's not really put anything into fighting that one off at all. Lawson, if anything, just staying out of the way as we move up to 16th. We're now catching up teammate Zane Maloney, who is in P14. We are on an entirely different strategy, but our tyres are only 5 or 6 laps newer, so it's surprising that we've got that much of a pace advantage on him round here. But it's clearly worth it. We're now on lap 19 and 31. We have moved into the top 10, but we've still got that one pit stop to make. And Hulkenberg, who pitted and came out on mediums, surely that's a sign of a two-stop strategy. And he's really struggling for pace at this stage. Right, into the pits now for our second pit stop. This one is scheduled. This is our change to mediums. And we're now watching Yuki Tsunoda going after Lando Norris. Max Verstappen, where is he? Well, he's about 50 miles up the road at this point. He's so far ahead, he could get out and have a cup of tea, and by the time he gets back in the car, still be leading the Grand Prix. Yuki Tsunoda now takes second place from Lando Norris. Norris trying to fight him off, but there was just no fight there as we carry on to our pit stop, and we need a nice drama-free stop here. That's what we've got. We're on mediums. We've dropped down into what should be 18th place, and points aren't too far. There are cars that are grouped together and battling, so that could bring me closer, but again, we have the advantage of slightly newer tyres, which could work in our favour as we go towards the end of the race. Sainz is right behind us, but we pulled out a few tenths from Carlos now, and I'm right behind this group of cars. It's Behrman, Ocon and Maloney, and our teammate, the boy from Barbados, is the first to be overtaken here as Behrman has a look at Ocon. No way through there. Two sets of teammates, 2 by 2, but we take Zane Maloney and we move up into P17, and now our next target is the Ollie the Bear Behrman in P16, and I think we should be able to do him relatively quickly. He seems to be struggling on his tyres, and we're going to have a look down the inside there. That's always a brave one. Behrman keeping the position, but we're going to be around the outside here. You don't see this type of overtake happen, but we've got the traction. We make that work up into P16, and our next target is Esteban Ocon, who is now in P14, so someone must have pitted in, and we're now attacking Ocon and taking that 14th place from him. And now our next cars are Antonelli and Gasly, and they're together, so we are making good progress here, and there might, just might, be an opportunity to grab a point or two here, as we've got a yellow flag behind us. Ocon is slowing down. Ocon is dropping out of the race. That's a shame for him. And we've got a red flag. That can't all be for Ocon, but the red flag. Fantastic news for us. That's brilliant news. Right, this is what else caused the red flag. This is Charles Leclerc. He's gone round, and Leclerc, while in the middle of the track, Norris piles into him. He is now out of the race. Leclerc just gets back going again as if nothing happened. And there is the proof of the red flag. So we get a free tyre choice now. I'm going on to softs till the end. We've got a grid restart and everybody is together. So we've got a fantastic opportunity here to score some points. Let's get underway again, and look at that start. Perfect launch. We move to the left. We're going down the inside. I could have maybe been a bit braver with that one, but I just did not want to lose the car at this stage. We are up into what I think is going to be 11th. However, Antonelli is still fighting me here. He still wants the position, but we're going to go around the outside, and Antonelli gives that one up. Also having to give up his Lance Stroll. I'm trying to force my way past him. Lance Stroll trying to cover as we go down the inside of the Aston Martin. He's gone a bit deep. We're still side by side. We're still wheel to wheel as we head to the next corner. This time, however, the traction advantage of the soft tyres working a treat. And these tyres are going to feel incredible, but only for a couple of laps. So while we've got the advantage, this is when we need to make it count. And first things first, we're getting ready to have a look at Jack Doohan for P9. Hard on the brakes. Look at the traction advantage. This is silly. He is going to be a sitting duck, and we're now looking up the inside of the Australian driver. No chance there. Up into P9 we go. How far can we make it? Here's a dive on Fernando Alonso. A bit of a late one, but we make it work. Up into P8. And now we're chasing down our rivals in the Williams. Alex Albon for P7. And if we finish in P7, we can beat our rival. Here we are going for it. And here we are passing him. We get past Alex Albon pretty effortless there. He covers as much as he can, but we've just got the momentum to pull that move off and move into P7. Can we make anything more of that? Answer no. Our tyres are already starting to feel very second best. And Alex Albon's coming back at us on the last lap. He's going down the inside of one. Albon is through. Albon is through. But we still have a DRS zone. And I was kind of thinking it doesn't matter if he goes through at turn 1, because we can just get him here. But these tyres really not offering up the same level of grip. We could be vulnerable to Alonso and Antonelli if we're not careful. We're going to take a dive up the inside of Alex Albon. Albon locks up. We're now side by side with him. Albon trying to close us in. We've got about a width of an F1 car. We lock up, but Albon not getting the best exit. We somehow managed to make a better exit of that, and we take P7 back, and we're going to beat our rivals here. It's going to be P7. I didn't anticipate this when we had our incident with Hulkenberg, but I held on to hope. And I do think that without the red flag, we still could have maybe made a P10. But it's going to be even better than that. It's going to be P7. Charles Leclerc has a 5-second time penalty. We're going to discuss that in a minute. But for us, it's P7. 6 points. And finally, for the first time since early season, we get points with Tim Tramnitz.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row for them. I think they'll be really happy with that. I mean, 1 race win is great, but to have 2, you know that you've got it. You're a little bit more comfortable in your skin. This is a great sign of maybe what's to come next.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved watching that action today, and I'm sure these 3 have loved taking part. Here come our podium finishers. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
As you would expect by now, the winner is Dick Dastardly. Sorry, Max Verstappen. With Yuki Tsunoda completing a Red Bull 1-2, Russell and Hamilton 3rd and 4th, Leclerc 5th, Piastri 6th, we get 7th, and then it's Albon, Alonso and Antonelli rounding out the top 10. But just a side rant for a moment here. I nearly lost my car and only harmed my own race. Did no harm to Hulkenberg. 10-second penalty. Charles Leclerc spun, wiped out Lando Norris in the process, like wiped him out of the race, and he gets 5 seconds. He gets half the penalty we got, and ours was a genuine accident. FIA, sort it out. Penalty consistency, my arse. But as you can see, Verstappen has extended his lead in the championship. Tramnitz has moved up as well. But yeah, I was pretty steaming about that, I'm not going to lie. 11 points now between us and Williams. We're coming to get them. Thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Enjoy the rest of your day.